Yeah, so the Deadpool trailer came out,
Hugh
and the film is
Jackman,
called. Yeah, the film
Ryan
is
Reynolds.
called.
I even saw Tom Wamsgams in that trailer.
You know what I'm saying? Tom is doing his thing.
I was gonna say I saw a familiar face, but obviously all those faces are familiar. But we love
He wasn't
Succession over
expecting Tom,
here, so I wasn't
right?
expecting to see Tom. I got to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Deadpool, but you know, so I'm gonna let you. I had just had to drop that real quick because when I saw it, I said, "Hi, Tom,"
Right.
but yeah,
The cool
please.
thing about the Deadpool movies is you really don't have to see the previous film.
Hmm.
A lot of times they don't tie together in the way that a lot of other movies are. Um,
Yeah.
Even though it kind of picks up right after the other one, but it's not necessary. Like if you see the movie, you're not gonna feel like, man, I was so lost. I don't know what the hell they were talking about and referencing.
Hmm.
They often reference pop culture things and other things from Marvel in lighthearted ways. Um, the Deadpool movies are big on action, big
Hmm.
on pushing the boundaries,
Yeah.
and they always poke fun at other things. So he's poked fun at other movies he's done, other things that have happened in Marvel, things that have happened in pop culture, and things like that. So even in the trailer, in the sneak peek trailer that came out a while back, I think it was Super Bowl Sunday or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, the people arrive at his door with the TVA devices to transport him. He says, "Whoa, whoa! Pegging is not new for me. It's only new for Marvel, for Disney." And so that's
Very
kind of the
tongue in
type of
cheek.
stuff. Yeah, that's exactly how the films are.
Yeah.
Wait, let's get to this trailer. So this trailer came out. The film is called Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not called Deadpool 3, so that tells you there's a very specific theme here. And so Hugh Jackman is one of the main characters, clearly, as we all know him for infamously playing Wolverine. And that's the character he's playing here. The trailer is interesting. Uh, it seems like they're kind of remixing the plot of Old Man Logan, which
Okay.
was the last movie was called Logan in Wolverine's trilogy.
Hmm.
Wolverine had three movies:
Hmm.
uh, Wolverine Origins, The Wolverine, and then Logan.
Okay.
Seems like this is supposed to kind of be using that character, but maybe not. The way they're talking to me, it seems like it. Um, but maybe not. But it's clear that this is an older Wolverine who has some type of regret. Feels like he failed his team and his people. Don't really feel like the most confident Wolverine.
Mm.
And on the flip side, you have Deadpool saying like, "No, this is the guy. He's the one. You're the one." And then there's all the explosions and the other things going on in the trailer. I saw the trailer twice. Um, it was cool. I didn't think it was anything groundbreaking or super duper fly. Um, I mean, I think the teaser trailer was probably better, if I'm being honest. I was not impressed, which is confusing to me, uh, because Kevin Feige has made it clear. Uh,
Who was mentioned in the film?
yeah, yeah, they do that on purpose. That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
That's kind of how Deadpool's thing.
Yeah.
Um,
In
Kevin
the
Feige
trailer,
made
I
it
mean.
clear that. What was that?
In the trailer, I mean. I said in the film. Obviously, I haven't seen the film, but I'm at the trailer.
Gotcha. Don't worry, no one has seen the film. We have to
I
wait till July.
I know. I just, someone will say, "Why is she acting like she saw it?"
Got you.
you know.
Yeah. So they mentioned Kevin Feige in the trailer. You are correct, but in real life,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Feige has been speaking very highly of this film, and Marvel has made it clear that one of the reasons this is the only film coming out this year from Marvel
Mm-hmm.
is because they believe this is going to be $1 billion film. They believe it's going to be $1 billion plus film.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, cool, but you probably shouldn't have said that and then dropped this subpar trailer. And to give them a little grace, I know it's the first trailer. You know, people want to see more. I'm sure there'll be other trailers that'll be probably better. But it just seemed like we're recruiting Wolverine, and then they take him back to the TVA,
Mm-hmm.
and Tom, I don't know what his character is going to be called in the film. Uh, but Tom is saying like this the wrong guy. This Wolverine fucked up. He failed his whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's part of the flip, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever, man. I wasn't impressed. I didn't feel like this was the one. I wasn't excited. I mean, sure, you got Ant-Man's head super big, and that was cool, but um, it didn't do it for me. Like, I didn't feel like this first trailer was super fly.
I'm indifferent, I guess, because I haven't really followed Deadpool, so you know, I don't really have a. I've seen it here and there. Like I don't think I've seen Deadpool from beginning to end, but so I don't have a whole lot of knowledge of that. Obviously, I'm familiar with Marvel. We've talked about Marvel a lot. Um, so I just I just thought it was like, oh, this is like I thought two things. I thought
Okay.
compared to other Marvel films that I've seen, this seems more funny. Like the goal is to be even funnier than the other films, which you
Yeah.
see a lot like in Guardians. Guardians, they're very like casual with the way they speak, they try to make up there's innuendo there. I feel like Guardians is probably the closest thing to that, in terms of like the banter. Um, so I noticed that, but I also noticed that it's more crass in terms of the language,
Yeah.
which I'm totally
First, this
fine
will
with.
be Marvel's first official rated R movie.
Okay. I didn't check the rating. I didn't pay attention to
Yeah,
it when I was watching
it's
it.
been highly promoted because the Deadpool movies have always been rated R,
Okay.
and super explicit. I think it's in the first one.
Okay.
Him and his girlfriend are pegging.
Okay, that's where that reference comes from. Okay. But I was like, "Oh, okay, this is a ways away from some of the films that I've seen." I mean, if I don't know how many know, but I only watched Marvel from beginning to now. The only thing I think I haven't seen is Echo. But in the last year and a half. So so a lot of it is very fresh in my mind, and that was one thing that stuck out to me. And I kind of feel like they did that too with obviously it was on Disney Plus, so I feel like it didn't go that far, but I feel like they tried to push the boundaries with She-Hulk. In some of the conversations, they
Hmm.
were a little bit more mature.
Right.
Um but I did have a Marvel question.
Sure.
Because like I said, I'm indifferent as far as my opinion of it. I'm indifferent. I don't know. I didn't know what I was supposed to get out of it. Um, to me, it looks like you could probably get some laughs in. Um, it does make me want to go back and like see where Deadpool started, just to kind of get a better idea of where it's at now. Um, but my question for you is, as like a Marvel fan and as somebody who also is very much in tune with like the actual comics, and having knowledge of that, do you think that because I've heard you now say about either Marvel films of recently of late and trailers that you weren't impressed. Do you feel like Marvel is losing its touch?
Oh, everyone feels that way, including Marvel, which is why they're changing things so rapidly. They phase 4 and 5 were kind of the let's try different stuff phases. And they know they've lost fans and they know people are on the fence. And so they're doing a lot of things to try to change that. This film is part of that.
Okay.
So this film is supposed to be a pivotal part of what everything that's coming next. Um, so uh, it's no longer called Kane Dynasty, but Avengers 5 and 6, whatever they're going to be called, all that Secret Wars stuff that we've been kind of getting nudged towards, this is supposed to be a very important piece getting to that. So basically, uh, what they're doing is they're kind of remixing something from the comics called uh, Dead. There's this storyline of like Deadpool. I don't know the exact name, but basically Deadpool kills the Marvel universe kind of thing.
Hmm.
But they're kind of doing it with the Fox universe, quote unquote,
X-Men.
because Deadpool was one
Okay.
of the Fox franchises because Fox owned X-Men.
Hmm.
So this is supposed to be like a bunch of those characters are coming back from that era. So
I
you're
like
gonna see
that.
different versions. Yeah, and that's part of why they think it's gonna be a big film because they know there's all these features, guest appearances, cameos in the movie, right? So like allegedly a bunch of the X-Men people are coming back.
Mm.
Allegedly you're supposed to see like Chris Evans as Human Torch from the Fantastic Four movies.
Well, shout out to
There's
all the
all
old millennials who are gonna get to see that because I
right,
remember watching the cartoons on television.
right. And so all these
Oh,
Fox movies from when we were younger, like Halle
yes.
Berry playing, Storm and
Storm.
all of those people,
Yeah.
they're all supposed to be having, or not all, but a bunch of them are supposed to have cameos in this film. So that's one of the things that Marvel is doing for this film. The other thing is, it's supposed to be taking all this multiverse stuff and amplifying it. So there's supposed to be like a bunch of incursions, that was mentioned a lot in Multiverse of Madness, Doctor
Hmm.
Strange. And they're supposed to be like destroying all these universes,
Mm.
which will set things up for Secret Wars, because the idea is Secret Wars is supposed to be like this big bad villain has basically destroyed everything, the entire multiverse, and all the remaining heroes have to come together to fight this big bad guy.
Hmm.
Um, so this is supposed to be a big push towards that.
Yeah.
And they're using the TVA as part of what's making this happen. So
Because they can control
people,
the different universes.
right? So that's why you see the TVA. That's why you see like all these different. So there's supposed to be like tons and tons of multiverse alternative people, versions of people. So you should see multiple Wolverines, multiple Deadpools, etc., etc.
How do you
And
feel
that's
about that?
that's part of it. It's cool with me. There's a rumor that Henry Cavill
Hmm.
is going to be one of the Wolverine alternative variant Wolverines.
Okay.
There's a rumor that what's Harry Potter's real name? The
Oh,
actor Daniel Radcliffe.
sure.
Uh, he's supposed to be one of the Wolverines.
Hmm.
Because there were rumors that years and years ago there were fans wanted Henry Cavill to play Wolverine at one point.
Hmm.
Fans wanted whatever
Radcliffe.
that guy to
Uh-huh.
play Radcliffe to play Wolverine at one point. So they're using all this stuff to kind of ramp up fans, get fans excited and
Hmm.
get people to buy tickets. And so I think the first trailer looks ass. I think Marvel knows that they're not doing great and they're making a lot of changes, which that part is good. I think that's a good thing, right? When your business is
Hmm.
struggling or you kind of tried too many wild things, it's time to rein it in. It's time to bring it in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we gained 100 pounds this year. All right, we gotta relax. Let's put the Twinkies away, right? So I think that's what's happening at Marvel. They're doing a lot of big changes.
Hmm.
They've announced that like the Netflix shows are canon. They've created a new timeline with everything in it. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're doing a lot of things. And also Kevin Feige said at whatever the movie convention was, CinemaCon. He said at CinemaCon, this is Marvel's first rated R movie, not only rated R movie. So it insinuates that, okay, we're going to
There's more
continue to push
coming.
boundaries. There's going to be certain things that are more for adults. Even when you look at some of the older stuff, the more
Hmm.
adult type of stuff is now being called Marvel Spotlight. And so they're doing
Yeah.
a lot of changes in house to kind of clean shit up. They know people didn't like a lot of the Disney Plus stuff, that a lot of the shows were not great, and that fans are like, "Yo, what's up with y'all?" You know what I'm saying?